Recently, a streamer named Marlon Garcia has been blowing up all over the internet. And let's be real, his looks have a lot to do with it. I've seen tons of your comments asking me to break down Marlon's attractiveness. So I thought, why not make this one special? Instead of a quick shorts, we're going long form with a full analysis. So let's kick things off by analyzing his facial harmony. Overall, when we look at Marlon, it's clear that his face is harmonious. But to really break it down, we need to examine the key facial ratios. For that, ideally, we'll be using a clear, undistorted photo with a neutral head position. These were the best pictures I could find for measurements, as I've seen other raters using pictures that are angled and undistorted. For IPD, also known as eye separation ratio, Marlon scores approximately 45.71%, which falls into the ideal range. His eye spacing is at 0.96, also considered very ideal. When it comes to facial thirds, Marlon is classified as Tier 2, but only slightly, and they appear masculinized. His FWHR is around 2.10, which is higher than ideal. This suggests his face leans toward the wider side and gives a somewhat compressed, squished appearance. His mid-face confirms this by being quite compact, measuring 1.09. His canthal tilt averages about 6.8 degrees from the two eyes, which is ideal for harmony and also masculine. His cheekbones are medium set, positioned at roughly 75% of his mid-face height. His overall face height to width ratio is 1.30, again pointing to a compact, wide face. His jaw width is excellent at 89.9%, and his neck width is about 91% of the begonial width, both well within ideal proportions, though the neck measurement won't score the maximum points for dimorphism. Looking at the jaw frontal angle, he measures 95.4 degrees, slightly outside of the ideal range. His ipsilateral alar angle is 94.5 degrees. Although both measurements are on the higher end, the difference between them is 0.9 degrees, which is harmonious and ideal. Other facial ratios also score well. Mouth to nose width ratio, 1.45 ideal and dimorphic. Eyebrow setness, medium to low at 0.86. Eye aspect ratio, 3.21, which is ideal and dimorphic. Chin to philtrum ratio, 2.11. Ideal for harmony, but trends feminine in terms of dimorphism. In the side profile, he has a 122.3 degree gonial angle, which is still good for harmony, but trends feminine in terms of dimorphism. A 124.1 nasofrontal angle, which is ideal. A 27 degree mandibular plane angle, which indicates a bit of downgrowth of the jaw. His ramus is on the shorter side at roughly 53% of the mandible body. He is actually slightly recessed on the Frankfurt plane, but this does not necessarily mean that he is recessed, so we are going to check his facial convexities. His glabella convexity is around 171, which is ideal and indicates no apparent chin recession. His total facial convexity angle is around 143, which is ideal, and in the very middle of the ideal range, and his Nash facial convexity is 166.7, which is ideal. His nasomental is around 128.1. Although these ratios were good, we can still note that Marlon's jaw could be more prominent visually speaking. This is partly because his brow ridge is especially strong, making the jaw look slightly less emphasized. His nasofacial angle is 34, which is ideal. His nasolabial angle is 93, which is slightly outside of the ideal and a minor flaw. Since Marlon's lips were slightly open in this picture, I found a picture to better see his lip assessments. Thought note that this picture is still not ideal. Even so, the E and H line appear to be ideal. The S line is near ideal, and the birthstone line is not ideal. Marlon's overall facial harmony score is 78.21. The front view harmony measures 83.41. While the side profile harmony is 70.05. These results indicate a generally well-balanced facial harmony. Moving on to the miscellaneous features, it is important to note that Marlon has an excellent smile. This greatly helps him with his miscellaneous score. In addition to that, his skin and hairline are top tier. His main deductions on this category were his flared ears, his bulbous nose tip, nasolabial folds, and the slight asymmetries in his nose region. Now in the sex appeal category, Marlon got traits that make him highly appealing, starting with his lip thickness, which is a clear tier 1. His tanned skin is excellent, his eyebrows are dense and his eyelashes are good as well. Thought his eyebrows could be thicker and longer relatively to his eye width. His inner harmony ratios are excellent at 88%. This indicates that his inner face is highly appealing and harmonic, which gives him that pretty harmonious look. Combining the appeal traits with the inner harmony ratios, we get a total score for sex appeal of 8.07. In terms of dimorphism, Marlon scored 6.83 in the visual and structural assessments and 7.12 in the ratio-based assessments. This gave him a combined value of 6.91 in aesthetic dimorphism. In the visual and structural assessments, Marlon's deductions were in the ramus length, forward growth, chin height and width, and the temporal bone development. Marlon has a very good brow ridge projection, brow ridge bossing, jaw width, cheekbone width, and he passes the buzz cut test. In terms of the ratio-based assessment, he lost points in the facial thirds, FWHR, total face height to width ratio, the ramus to mandibular ratio, and the eyebrow setness. Lastly, to assess angularity, we have to look at how he looks like in motion, and in terms of the visual assessment formula, he scored a solid 7.22. His jawline visibility being quite good, I assigned a tier 2. For cheekbones, I assigned a tier 3. His hollow cheeks are also fairly good. His chin angularity is a tier 3. It is decently angular, but not at the highest echelons. The area that prevents Marlon from scoring higher in this category is his submental region. On the ratio-based assessments, Marlon scored a 6.62. In total, his angularity score is a 7.07, which is still very good. And this gives a total of 7.49, with his range being anywhere from 7.3 to 7.6. This is a top 99.36 percentile face, which is roughly a 1 in 156 face. His total physical SMV score would be roughly around 8 out of 10, given that he's actually near 6'3" and he has a nice, lean, athletic physique. It is fair to say that Marlon is a Chad in the real world. If you'd like a full detailed facial analysis like this one, simply click the link provided. Using the pinned comment link will also give you an exclusive 30% discount. What could Marlon do to improve further and maybe reach an 8 out of 10 facially? To enhance his appearance and move closer to an 8 out of 10, Marlon could consider the following. An otoplasty would improve Marlon's miscellaneous features, so he would no longer have flared ears. A rhinoplasty to refine his nose tip would also improve his miss score. With both of this, his miss score would easily be an 8+. On a more advanced level, a double jaw surgery with clockwise rotation, down grafting, and a genioplasty could significantly improve his facial harmony, dimorphism, and angularity. Here's how. His face height to width ratio would increase, moving closer to the ideal range. His mid-face ratio and FWHR would decrease, since the rotation would slightly lengthen the mid-face, balancing proportions. His lip assessments would normalize. His slight recession on the Frankfurt plane would be corrected, elevating the hyoid bone and enhancing angularity overall. Thought I must say I do not recommend this surgery for people that don't have malocclusion and/or teeth problems, which is Marlon's case. This is indicative by his great smile, occlusion, and teeth. If you're curious about how surgery and other looks-maxing methods can influence attractiveness, consider joining my school community. Members not only gain access to exclusive content, but you can also DM me anytime for quick responses. That's all for today's breakdown. Let me know your thoughts on this analysis, and whether you'd like to see more of these in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps with the algorithm. Road to 1% signing out.